Not every story starts in the beginning. We'll start this one in the middle. John and I have been friends for 30 years, and we're back together.
Shake and bake!
We got him up to the cabin with a little plan to do some work. It wasn't all work, but it was a hell of a lot of fun. Hope you enjoy it. Our trips usually start with getting everybody's tent set up, get bunks laid out, and we get a fire going and make plans which we won't get done while we're sitting around and enjoying each other's company. The evenings are beautiful. You can see Mount McKinley from where we sit. And that's how we start our time together. Lots of work to get done on the cabin this trip. We wanted to get a few more logs up, so we uncovered everything. Checked out the damage from the water and the rains that happened before, and everybody else jumped on and started cleaning up the brush out behind the cabin. I don't know who worked harder this trip, the girls or the guys. It's my bet that it was probably not the fellas. We had a goal to get all the logs put up on this trip, get our ridgepole cut and peeled so it could start drying. Here we're putting seal between the last few logs, getting everything ready to start buttoning it down. I always make sure there's plenty of time to sit around and visit and talk about things, future plans, what we've gotten accomplished, and what we need to get done. It seems to fit our lifestyle, and more importantly, seems to fit my pace. Here's our daughter starting a little campfire on a little pathway we have. It's good for her to start working on these skills early on. We got the last few logs to the cabin, and then we started putting them up. Had to walk each one of them up the ladder. John was able to help me quite a bit, and it was a nice breath of fresh air having him there to help me out. You forget how heavy these darn things are. We moved every single one of these logs 7 times from start to finish. And through it all, had our faithful supervisor there. Sometimes happy with my progress, and sometimes not. When the last screw was put in, there was a little bit of a celebration. We were all pretty happy about it. An end of an era had come, and I couldn't think of anyone better to celebrate it with. Here John and I are replacing the flag that's been flown over my property for many years. Whenever John comes up, we try and make it a point to replace the flag together. I couldn't think of anything better to do than 2 old Marines paying tribute to Old Glory.
What the? What? Mom?
Once we're done with the important chores, it's on to an evening of shenanigans and friends. I love it every time it happens. I love being there. I love being with them. There's nothing bad about it.
What? We'll go do something with it.
Hey, what are we doing with it?
Kids everywhere, dogs everywhere, lots of food, and good friends. Doesn't get much better than that, folks. There's a fine line when to end the party and when to get home before the sun sets so we can see our way on the river. I never get tired of these sunsets. I hope you guys don't either.
Life's short. Treat yourself. To a one-wife Charlie.
For the ridgepole, we selected a spruce tree without a lot of knots and very straight grains. This was the final structural portion of the cabin that we needed. We found one that was about 14 inches at the base, about 30 feet long, and it was going to work out just fine. The problem was getting it the 200 feet from where we dropped it over to where the cabin is. Spruce trees are heavy, and they're really heavy when they're fresh cut. As the wedges got pounded in, I got more nervous about everybody sitting around and where the dog was running and where the kids were running at. It all felt pretty good. Everybody was safe. No one got hurt.
Falling! Hanger! Dugan. That's what I'm talking!
Slightly less spectacular than I had hoped for. The next step was to get all the branches off and then get it peeled. Hindsight being what it is, we probably should have peeled it where it sat and then used the slick side of the bark to skid the log over and back to the cabin. But we didn't, and we learned, and I hope you guys learn from this too.
1, 2, 3.
Crank after crank, we got that thing closer, inch by inch. Neither one of us were willing to risk our backs or destroy the rest of the weekend sitting around drinking whiskey and chewing ibuprofen if we hurt ourselves. So the come along was the best option. It's been said by people smarter than me, if you cut a live log down, you got to get it peeled before the 4th of July. This one peeled real nice with just a shovel and an axe. We used the bark that we took off the ridge pole and laid it down on some of our ATV trails to enhance those so we wouldn't keep destroying the tundra. Armies run on their stomach, and it's no different for friends and family. You want to keep them working, keep productivity up, get them something to eat. Give them a chance to sit down, relax, and fill out the logbook. That's going to be great in quite a few years to read.
Fruit Punch Gatorade. It's really good for you. It's a thirst quencher, and it has natural flavors.
At the end of the workday, there's always time for a boat ride. Boat rides are especially great when you can share them with friends. Went down and checked the nets with a neighbor, actually able to pull up a couple fish. So that fed us that night. Again, armies and family run on their stomachs. I'd been saving this bottle of whiskey since John got it for me when I retired in 2016 from the military. This is a bottle of Middleton. It's said to be the finest Irish whiskey in the world, and I couldn't think of anyone better to share it with. Cilantro, John.
I spent it in good company, and of all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me, and all I've done for want of wit to memory I can't recall, so filled to
I don't think I'll ever get tired of these sunsets. As usual, y'all are welcome to come on up and check out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. We ended the trip just the right way. Quick stop off to Manley Hot Springs for a nice soak. Good soak, good times, great friends. Love you guys. Hope to see you up there soon.